Hello everyone, time to grind here, and today I wanted to give my beta review of Legends of Runeterra, and it technically came out today. As we're recording this video, it's, if you were in the beta previously, you'll get access. Otherwise, tomorrow, everybody will get access. It'll be open beta. There will be no more account wipes or anything like that, so you will be building your collection like you would be in the normal game, and so effectively the game has come out with the first set, and there's been a lot of balance changes since the old betas and stuff like that, and a lot of stuff that they have added. But overall, this is a really, really good game, and I hate to say it, but this is what Artifact should have been. I think Artifact did a lot of really awesome things like the 3 lanes, but overall, this is the best card game I have played that kind of truly makes like heroes and characters feel special, because you have your heroes and then you have your followers or champions, and followers. And the champions obviously are from League of Legends, so I was working really hard to just get this Teemo deck, and I kind of made a terrible version of it, which I'll explain why in a little bit. But Teemo, you have all these puff caps, and you put puff caps in the opponent's deck, and you have all these things to keep giving them puff caps, and you can start doubling, and if they draw cards and they have puff caps on them, then they take that much damage. And it's a really unique, interesting, it's kind of like an alternate win condition. And what this game does so well is it makes all of the champions make your deck do something completely different. I mean, some of them are more generic, but it's like every single champion has a different way that you want to play the deck a little bit, and a lot of them are really cool translated ways from League of Legends. So it's really cool to see some of the mechanics from League of Legends translated into a card game form, and just having these champions that are in these different, regions or, colors. So you say in Magic you have red, blue, all that stuff. Hearthstone, you have the different classes. You have regions in Legends of Runeterra. So to look at all of the different champions in the different regions and just see how drastically they changed the game, it's really, really cool. And on top of that, it's also insanely cool the fact that they level up and stuff like that, because they all have different conditions in which they level up, and then, they do something if they level up. So Teemo, he levels up once you've put 15 puff caps in the opponent's deck. And if you haven't done that yet, every time he attacks the enemy nexus, he gets a hit in, he puts 5 puff caps in there. But after he levels up by, you having 15 puff caps in their deck, every time he hits the opponent, he just doubles the amount of puff caps are in their deck. So obviously it's still, doing the same strategy, it's just like crazy good, and it just is so satisfying to level them up, and how the game kind of works, where it's like you both keep alternating, taking turns, and one of you can attack that round, the next person can attack that other round, is really cool. The stack is a little confusing, at least coming from Magic the Gathering. There's sometimes I feel like if it was Magic rules, I should be able to play like a burst card, but there's certain instances in which you can play them. But overall, the game is really fun, and it is actually a little more for, obviously there is casual friendly, it's not the most complicated card game in the world, but it actually has a decent amount of complexity to it, and that is really, really nice, because obviously I was addicted to Hearthstone for so long, and playing Hearthstone at a competitive level, I didn't go to any tournaments, but I got really high up in the ranks all the time. That's frustrating to play a casual game competitively, and so this game feels like a really good mix. It feels like a game I can play on, and it's not just mind-numbingly easy or anything like that. So that's the gameplay. I've also previously talked about my opinions of Legends of Runeterra in the old beta video I made, but so I want to talk about some of the things that are new, and things that are kind of actually coming into a focus, and a big part of that is the economy. So they put in some cosmetics, so you can buy them. You can buy different boards for $10 each, which is very expensive, by the way, and then you can buy more of the little creatures. My face is actually covering mine at the bottom left. You can see what they look like at the top right of the screen, but you can buy, there's 3 of those for $5 each, and that's not that bad. So those are cosmetics. The cards, that's how you get them. Well, there's no card packs in this game. There's no RNG in what you're going to get, so it's a lot better than like Hearthstone in that regard. And what they do is instead you buy wild cards. So you would buy, a common wild card for a certain amount of coins, and then you can just exchange that for any common card you want in the game. Now, the thing is, though, what's kind of interesting about this economy is that you're limited in how much money you can spend, because every week, I don't really know the exact amount, but I know beta came out today, and the shop's going to rotate in 4 days. I was only allowed to buy 3 champions. I think it was like 3 epics, 3 rares, or 6 rares, and 6 commons or something like that. And then after that, you cannot buy any more cards. You can't spend any more money on the cards until the shop rotates. And so on one hand, it does something where, you know, even if nobody can start an expansion and just drop, you know, $300 and have the best deck ever. So it kind of prevents that. So even as someone like myself that wants to spend a little bit of money to get the deck that I want, I can't really get the exact deck I want. So that's why in this, you know, gameplay you're seeing, I really wanted a Teemo Ash deck, which had 3 Teemos and 3 Ashes, and then had a certain amount of cards. That's what I was just playing in the old beta, where we had pretty much access to everything. Because I don't know why, but that deck is so much fun to me. That's all I played in the beta, and that's all I was wanting to play in this. I don't know why, but it's just so satisfying to me. And I mean, if anything, that speaks to how awesome and unique the champions are, because there's just certain combos of these champions that, I mean, I have never played a game like any other card game where I can have the same game plan as I do in this specific deck that I'm playing. And a lot of the decks feel like they have completely different, you know, win conditions, and having all of that in a base set is amazing, and I can't wait to see what comes from future expansions. But the downside of it is I wanted to get that deck, and I spent the money. I spent, you know, I bought all the 3, you know, wild card, or the champion wild cards I could get to get me the 3 Teemos, but I have no way of getting the Ash. Obviously, I can keep playing and stuff and leveling up and earning cards that way, or I have to wait 4 days and stuff like that. So it does kind of stop, you know, like me from just getting something on day 1 that's better than a lot of people's other decks. But the kind of caveat that I don't think a lot of people have thought about is it almost turns the game into a subscription service, because as an example, say a new set comes along, okay, and I want to buy some of the new cards. Well, I can only buy 3 champions at the first time the first, you know, expansion comes out, so I have to keep, you know, slowly building up my collection. But if someone had already completed their collection before the new set comes out, and they just every week they kept buying all of the wild cards they could and just stockpiled on them, then on the day 1 of the expansion, they can just buy all the cards in the collection, theoretically. So it's almost like you have to keep checking in every week and just buying and spending as much money as the game will let you, so that at some point in the future, when the new expansion comes out, you can buy all the cards you want. And it almost turns it into like a subscription-based model if you're wanting all the cards, which is very interesting. And obviously that's, you know, talking about wanting all the cards, wanting to be able to build all the decks you could possibly want. And in that instance, I think it's a little bad. But for the average player, especially person that is either free to play or doesn't spend a lot of money, I think this is pretty good for the economy, because it's going to prevent people to just get, you know, an amazing deck, at least on day 1 of the beta. You know, we'll have to see how it works once people have been stockpiling that stuff for the future expansions. But that is pretty interesting. And on top of all of that, there is already friendly matches, so you can play with friends. There is a ranked game mode. You can go, you know, climb up in the ranks. There is a drafting mode, so you can draft. So pretty much this game is already fully launched in my mind. You know, when Magic Arena was in beta, you couldn't even play with friends for so long. You know, there wasn't even really good ranked ways to play. And so to have all of these core features that I'm looking for in a card game, along with cosmetics, I mean, there's cosmetics already in the game, it feels like a full-fledged polished game to me. There's a lot of polish. I mean, the animation, every time one of the, you know, champions level up, all of them have like really awesome full-screen animations that happen, and that makes it super satisfying. So it feels like an extremely polished, really well-made, a lot of depth card game, which has an interesting model in terms of monetization, which I'm optimistic for. I'm just a little worried about how, you know, it kind of turns into like a sort of subscription service. But either way, this is just kind of like my, you know, first impressions. I played a ton of the beta in the last couple days, and I've already played a bunch of hours today as it coming out. So, you know, not much has changed, so I feel pretty comfortable in talking about stuff. But overall, I would love to know your guys' opinions if you guys have played this yet, if you guys have been watching anyone play it on Twitch or YouTube. YouTube. You know, what are your comments in the, or you know, let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more content. New videos come out about every 2 times a week, whether it's game reviews, gaming controversies, gaming news, you name it, it'll all be on this channel. And if you guys are having a great day today, I hope you continue having a great day. If you guys aren't having a great day, I hope you guys start having a great day. But either way, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. See you guys next time.